Just wanted to let you guys know before the podcast gets started, we are on Spotify now, so go hit the link in the description and give us a follow. Welcome back, everyone, to the Simps podcast, episode 8, I think. This time, we have a totally alien cast. I don't even know who these guys are. I'm the only consistent in the show. I am the only person who shows up every week. No responses from anyone else. So this week, we are joined with our two very special guests, Andrew Tilted Kilt Nessim, famed athlete, track athlete. That's about it. Olympic runner, Olympic sprinter, and then we have co-host, one of the two of the New Wave podcast here. It's Steven.
Yes, sir.
Mama's Boy 57 Walters. How are you guys doing today?
It's a what, Thursday night. It was beautiful, nice muggy day. I was outside for a lot of it, to be honest. Just chilling and vibing,
That's good.
Yeah, just chilling and vibing.
Yeah, Nessim, how you been?
Pretty good. I'm just doing pretty good, bro. Just chilling recently. Pretty sunny. Been outside today, so it's not bad. Sunny in New Mexico, so. Yeah, I'm in New Mexico. I don't live in Kansas City anymore, so.
Yeah, how would you rate New Mexico, like out of 10? So like going to a restaurant.
Definitely a -2.
Strong.
There's absolutely nothing to do here.
There's stuff to do in Kansas. I mean, I guess you have people here, but like.
Yeah, in Kansas City, I know many people compared to here. There's amusement parks. There's Dave & Buster's, Power Play. But here, you at least have to drive at least an hour to go to El Paso and actually have fun and go to Topgolf. Unless in Kansas City, I can drive 15 minutes to go to Topgolf and have fun with my friends.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I would not want to live in New Mexico. It's not the first place I would choose to live.
Yeah, it's not good.
Definitely not it, Chief.
Yeah, so I mean,
facts.
How have you guys been dealing with the old quarantine, boys? How's it been going?
You already know, just grinding some Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, my right hand is definitely bigger than my left now, so
That's actually a good point. No, not the way. I'm talking about the siege part. If you guys are listening right now, if the 3 people listening are big Rainbow Six Siege guys, Steven is uploading his ranked gameplays to his second channel, which I'll link down below.
That's
Steven,
facts.
Mama's Boy 57. How's the grind been going?
It's been going really well. I've actually past couple days I've been watching the videos back because I have I think 3 or 4 videos now that I just need to edit and just post different days or whatnot. And audio sounding crisp. I mean, my homie got me that chat link for the Elgato, and that's been just a blessing because I've finally been able to hear you guys on the Xbox, hear myself, hear game audio. There hasn't been a lot of the audio problems that I was having just from being new and not having the equipment. It's just been solved, and so it's been really nice. And also it's been fun to watch it back, and I've been having a laugh watching some of these videos back just because we're cheesy, dude. We're jokes, and so it's been good. And then some of the gameplay's been pretty nice. Nothing too great though.
Yeah, I gotta say I have not performed when we've been playing.
It's controller.
I mean,
hey, that one game we played last night, I performed out of my mind.
What? Oh yeah,
I just don't remember that.
You got 5 kills.
No, I got 9.
No, you didn't.
I don't remember.
It was me and H. I swear, you recorded it. You can look back at it.
I will look back at it, and
I bet
he can.
Bet.
Yeah, but I swear every time you're recording a game, I look at the scoreboard a minute in, and I have 0 kills every single time. And then we go hop in an unranked game, and I have 10 at the end of the game, 3 rounds.
That's exactly what happened. Well, you also have to take into consideration though, Henry is mop bucket he has under his freaking desk from all the sweat. He's freaking sweating right now, dude. I swear, dude, this kid. right when I hit the record, it doesn't even have to be when I hit the record button. Just when somebody makes him mad in R6, dude, he's like, all right, let me TikTok mode.
I also forget that I forget he's playing with us sometimes because he just does not talk. Mid rounds, he is
seriously
silent. And
definitely during custom games.
And you just know he's not going to listen to this podcast, so we can trash on him as much as we want with no repercussions.
Facts. Bro, I would say that's facts. That's just facts.
Yeah, are there any things you have wanted to say behind Henry's back that you just had to get out? Have to get out right now?
I don't know. What a great kid, what a great. No, I'm kidding. That's definitely a joke. I don't. Yeah, that's right. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing really that I would say behind his back that I wouldn't say to his face. Like everything that I pretty much feel, I'd tell him to his face.
That's true.
I just gotta say it at risk, at my own risk.
Yeah, our party chats are pretty toxic, not gonna lie.
They are very toxic. Granted, I am a what's the word I'm looking for? Instigator to that some of the time, I won't lie. But sometimes I don't want to hear it from him, I don't want to hear
sometimes
it. And he's
like
that. Yeah, and he's me and him are like the only ones that really talk smack to each other. And so like sometimes I'm just not in the mood to get back talk to, I'm just like, sometimes I get on and I want to have a good night with the boys, and next thing you know, I'm like bottom of the leaderboard and he's hitting me with a Nessim. Oh, I can't hear you down there. Friggin' head ass. I'm just like, all right, like whatever.
Yo, but actually wasn't that. Like nobody can talk Robbie's trash talk. He kind of goes a little too far sometimes, but like
honestly though, dude, sometimes I have to. Sometimes we have to rein him in. Mm-hmm. Honestly, we have to fish him, reel him back in, dude, because it's the line. We draw a line, right? And Robbie just 2 steps Robbie's without even caring. Yeah, that's a good word for it. He's just leaping over the line. And, I don't like that from him. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that from him.
Yeah, his insults get a little too vulgar. It's just it's real out of line.
I know, like. Sometimes you just don't need to say that many curse words in a sentence, Like, come on, dude. We're all friends here, man.
All I'm saying where everyone's ego gets out is in pro clubs. Everyone's shit talking in pro clubs, especially the two biggest people are Steven and fucking Henry.
It's like the same in every game.
They do not care. They don't care. They will go at each other's necks.
No, and then Will's out there passively talking. He kind of like does it every once in a while, just kind of under his breath.
I'm the best striker in the league. Okay,
false.
And I just talk about my grit.
Facts, dude. And see, ever since that one, I can't remember when Henry said this, but there was one night where he was like, I smack talk you in Rainbow because you smack talk me in FIFA. I'm like, okay, now I know that FIFA's my game where I can say whatever I want to you and you can't say anything back because I'm clearly better than you.
Yeah.
Because I will 1v1 that kid and I will smack him. And with no remorse either.
Well, okay.
Kind of like what he did to me in R6.
Yeah, when is that R6 rematch happening though? Because
that's whenever this man wants to work, bro.
We gotta get someone to live stream that, put up a broadcast package.
I could definitely do that.
Will could do that too, because Will's done that constantly. Hey. He always.
Yeah, I've done that before. I don't. Yeah, that
would be insane. Twitch stream.
That would be insane.
It would be, and I will actually try.
So we don't have to do because it's so garbage having to do the like kill yourself before every round because Rainbow just doesn't let you have more than 2 spectators. But
yeah, no, I feel that.
That would be absolutely insane.
Honestly, whenever this man wants to work, dude, he can get it. I'm here all day, every day.
Always on that grind.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, Steven, what you drinking there? Dude?
It's funny that you mentioned this, right? So before we started this, right, I was telling my parents, I was like, hey, don't bother me, about to be in the middle of something, right? My mom goes, you need to try this stuff. And I was like, Mom, what is this stuff, right? She's like, it's whipped coffee. And I was like, what the what? She's like, get some milk. Pour the milk and then put the whipped stuff in there and then stir it together. I was like, alright, I'll try it. Like, I'll see what's up. And I gotta be honest with you. It's surprisingly good. Tastes like coffee. It really does taste like coffee. And it was. Go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. You go ahead, bro.
So there's technically no coffee in it. It's literally just whip and milk.
No, I think there is some like coffee material. There's some like it's in the whipped stuff though.
Okay,
like the coffee's in the whipped cream, if you will. But
yeah, that reminds me, Nessim, you ordering that G Fuel French vanilla? Because like if you guys don't listen to the podcast very often, we're big G Fuel guys.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
we talk about G Fuel all the time. It's like
where's the sponsorship at for the Simps, dude?
You know, I've sent emails. I sent thousands.
Dude, keep it going.
They just dropped Keemstar, so like, hey,
yeah, they need somebody else. Exactly.
Simps,
and the thing is,
candy.
You know, this is gonna slightly be off topic, but like I don't know if you know or have heard of that call your daddy. I can't speak English podcast.
I've heard of that. The Barstool one.
Yeah. You know, they weren't popping. They weren't popping until Barstool took a chance on them, right? So maybe G Fuel just got to take a chance and believe, and then the Simps podcast just blows up, and then boom. But it's worked out for both parties. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
like,
you're not wrong.
Exactly. Like, you know,
yeah.
They need somebody now, and so
they do. They're lacking now. They lost one of their biggest content creators, or just
for real
sponsors.
For real, I don't know what happened with Keemstar, but
I still don't know either. Honestly,
yeah,
I really don't know.
Logan Paul he talked about it in his podcast today, but I haven't watched it because I'm watching his other podcast from like yesterday. Because I actually watch his podcasts.
His podcasts are good.
Actually, no, I've seen clips. Yeah, it's all right. It's solid. It's a solid podcast.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent podcast. I'll give it to him. It's not bad.
He has a really cool
I really
set.
just watch it from Mike.
Yeah.
Kind of
Mike and Amara.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lana Rhodes.
Dude, I definitely know you've had some fun to Amara, bud. Nessim.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said I definitely know you've had some fun to Amara, bro.
Oh, who hasn't, bro?
I mean, that is a factual statement.
She's popping.
Well, yeah. I'm definitely not subbed to her OnlyFans though.
Wow.
Ain't me.
Yeah.
Nessim, wait, Nessim. When are you starting your OnlyFans? When are you launching it?
Dude, I'll sub.
That's so funny.
I'll sub so quick, dude. Are you kidding me?
I'm not doing an OnlyFans. What are you talking about?
Huh?
Okay.
I'm not doing an OnlyFans.
Why not, bro?
Bro, it's just not about it, dog.
Just not about it. Dude. You can sell the feet pigs, bro.
That's like a free 10K a month.
Easy,
not
bro.
Even, not even.
No, that definitely is, dude. Are you kidding me with how cute you are, dude? Oh, easy.
Appreciate that.
Actually, Nessim, when are you gonna restart the Twitch stream? You used to be on there all the time. What happened?
Yeah, dude, because I was running this kid in Madden, and he just hasn't been wanting to play me recently, and I'm just where's the matchup?
That's just
not true.
I
haven't had anything to stream recently.
That's just so not true, bro. I just give you the work all the time, dude.
Bro, you want to run up the record real quick? You want to get on there and tell everyone the record?
I kind of want to hear this. What's the record, boys?
Probably not. Let's not do that.
Oh,
because it's kind of poor. I'll load it up. We'll see.
All right.
Check it.
In the meantime, Steven.
Don't cap.
I won't cap. I might cap a little, but.
So Steven, though, in the beginning, mentioned you're a part of the New Wave podcast.
Yes, sir.
What happened? Where'd you guys go?
Corona, dude. That's what happened. Because so I there's some other things besides just Rona. I won't speak online yet until there's maybe something spoken to in person with my guy. But what I mean, we were bumping them out, we were pushing them out. I mean, I know we only had 3 episodes, but still, I mean, for how busy I should say he was at the time, I was jobless, so I could do it whenever. But, he was busy working, he's a working boy. And so he didn't have all the time in the world like I did at first, you know what I'm saying? So we got to him when we could. And then Rona kind of happened, and my mom became a psychopath and would not let me leave the house. Now, before somebody roasts me in the comments for wanting to leave the house during Rona, I was just leaving. Like, all I wanted to do was leave the house to go over to this kid's house or apartment to literally be able to record, right? Like, that was pretty much the only reason I wanted to leave, because I was like, one, I know he's not sick from, he doesn't have Rona or anything like that. I'm hopping in my car, go into his place, and that's literally it. And I'll hop in my car, come back, whatever. So it wasn't like I was trying to, hang out with friends. And on top of that, it was work. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, that was some, we're trying to progress that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't like it was just I was trying to have fun. Like, making the podcast, though, is 100% fun. Absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong. But, like, it's also, takes work and effort. And so it's like, but either way, Rona happened, wasn't really able to leave the house. His roommate also was like, I don't really want people over here. And I respect that as well. Like, you don't really know what's happening and stuff like that. And so we kind of had to stop it because, I think the format that we're wanting is kind of that in-person format. And we kind of had some talks about doing it over Zoom and stuff like that. But to be honest, we're not exactly tech savvy like that in some aspects of it, and so I think we just decided not to. But I think here pretty soon we're gonna be posting regularly again. And so I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it because there's definitely some things that I want to talk about. Like, a lot has happened and a lot has changed in my life. Like, it was weird because over quarantine I turned 20, and it was really weird because that, like, from 19 to 20 my perspective completely changed, and I don't know why. Like, I couldn't explain it, but like, it just hit me that, like, this is the decade where I have to make it. Like, these are my dreams and I have to achieve these things because I've put a lot of my marbles into these baskets, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, unless I'm trying to go back to college, which I'm really not right now, like, I kind of have to make these things happen. And it kind of just hit that, like, I have 10 years to do it, and 10 years is not that long, especially now. Like, it's kind of flying, you know what I mean? Like, time has just been flying. Like, we're already in May. Like, May's almost over. What am I talking about? Like, May's almost over, dude. We're almost in June, and it just doesn't feel like June at all.
Yeah, this is wild. It's been wild.
It has been really wild. But but on that aspect of we haven't been posting podcast content, but we've been getting some other things started. Like, we started an esports team. We have a friend of ours running that for Call of Duty. I think he's playing in a tournament this weekend, actually, for like $4,500. Potential pot winnings right there. But I mean, so we're getting some other things started. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get I might not have been posting podcast content, but I started posting a lot more on my own channel, my personal channel. Just some gameplays, getting some series or a series going that I'm really excited for. And then potentially, starting a little Rainbow Six team, esports team as well. I mean, we'll have to see definitely what that'll look like, because like I think you mentioned it last night, there might not be a league for a controller or for console.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm guessing that there is somewhere, but it's probably all community stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't know the details of it.
And like, I want it to be pretty serious. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard there's some big earnings, big winnings for winning the league tournament or whatever the case may be. Thing is, though, am I good enough for that? Especially on PC? No, not right now. Definitely not.
Like on Counter-Strike, I made $0 and I played like 5 seasons, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And There was only one time that I had the potential to get paid, where it was just we had an org that offered to pay our ESEA fees, because if you don't know, in Counter-Strike, you have to competitive all runs through third-party websites. None of it goes through the actual game. It's all run on their servers, because Counter-Strike doesn't really have like a way to do it. Yeah. So you have to subscribe to their services, which are like $8 a month. And there's like 3 different services. So you're using like $15 a month just to play competitive Counter-Strike. And we actually found an org that was going to pay us, but we ended up not going with them. I don't remember exactly why. That was like 2 years ago. But basically, yeah, it's hard. You have to really grind to make money off of like competitive games. Like I like freshman year of college, like last year in college, I basically would just go to class, do my homework, and then play Counter-Strike for the rest of the night, like the whole night, and just do team practices and stuff. And that's like all I did pretty much. And we still
honestly, and
so.
And the thing is though, I mean the thing is though, is whether or not I play on the team or not, I'd really like to make a Rainbow Six team.
No, it's just fun. Because, it's so much fun.
Absolutely. And whether or not, you know, like I said, whether or not I'm on it or not, I'd really like to have a team for that game. Just because I think it'd be freaking cool to see New Wave, freaking R6 team. Like I do.
Yeah,
like
no, that was the most surreal, weird moment. Was in my first season that I played. We played a legit org. We played their academy team. Their main team and their org was like a pro team. It was like Revenant Esports, I think, and we played their academy. We played their academy team, and this is our first ESEA game, first actual legit league game that we ever played, and we almost beat them. We should have beat them, but we kind of didn't play that well. I was hard carrying the team because everyone else was really nervous, and like I have so many clips, and they were streaming it on their Twitch channel, and we had like 60 viewers or something watching us play, and that was just like the craziest moment, because like I was like watching the chat. I rewatched the game after we figured out they commentated it, and like when I got like a couple kills, there's like people in the chat just like, Goosey is unreal, this Goosey kid's insane. And I was just like, this is so weird.
Yeah. I mean, like that's the dreams right there, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to even be in consideration, or like to even be playing in the same game as some of those guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be sick, you know what I mean? Like, it would just be insane.
Yeah,
it's just absolutely surreal.
Yeah,
surreal.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's word also right one thing I love about CS is because there's community servers for warm-ups and like death matches. So I've played with so many pros in those games.
Oh yeah.
I've played with. There was one time I was in a DM with all of FaZe's team.
Oh, word.
And I was in with who else? I don't know. Whatever. FaZe was like the big one that I was in a DM with, but it's just like.
But that's still like that's FaZe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you're sitting there and you just like kill Nico, and you're like, I just killed the second best player in the world. Like, this is really weird. It's just an odd experience.
Definitely. And so, you know, new wave's moving.
Yeah,
things are happening.
New Wave is making big moves, unlike the Simps. Like, I'm jealous. You guys, your first 3 videos have like how many views? Do you remember how many views are on them?
I think each one broke bare minimum 200.
Yeah, because our podcast gets no views. Because
I mean, the thing is though, is like we were constantly posting on like our stories, our Instagram stories, even Snapchat stories. I mean, we were pushing it, you know what I'm saying? Like we even made a New Wave Instagram. We haven't posted on that in forever though. And I don't even think it has more than 50 subs or anything like that. But like, I mean, it's surprising. I've been really surprised with the what's the word I'm looking for here? Reception, if you will. Yeah, we almost have 50 subs, 7 off. Yeah, our first video almost broke 300 views. It's almost broken 300 views. The second one's got like 260 to 205, and then the last one It's got 110, but the last one, I felt like the one right before quarantine, it wasn't our best work. Like, it had to be posted because it was definitely like, it was a podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was definitely what we want. It just wasn't, I feel like, depending upon what our target audience is, it definitely singled out some people, you know what I mean? Because, like, I feel like we kind of want it to be a lot, you know, anybody can watch kind of a thing. But there's also, I feel like, segments of it that are me and him really love soccer. Me and Noah really love soccer. And so we talked, like, that last one, we talked, I think, 45 minutes about soccer. I think, and the whole time, I think we talked about sports in general. Because I think I brought up the Super Bowl win that the Chiefs had. We talked about that a little bit. We talked about how James Milner Jordan Henderson is not the best midfielder in the Prem. Like, he said that, and I'm speechless because it's just not true. I just couldn't believe what the words that came out of his mouth, you know? But, like, that was the beautiful, I mean, like, I thought it was really entertaining if you like sports, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like the ones before that, though, were like, if you just like hearing a conversation, like if you're at work and want something to listen to, like those are episodes to kind of listen to and to enjoy. You know, kind of the first one, I think we just really introduced ourselves and kind of talked about what our idea was. Second one, we actually had a guest on, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. He was a little camera shy, but like, love that kid. The day we recorded that too, first time I met that kid, and then like ever since we've been friends, because he's actually a chill dude, and so it was nice. It was interesting, but I mean, that's why we need to post again though. Like, we had some like we were kind of gaining some traction a little bit, and then Rona hit and just kind of messed it all up a little bit.
Yeah, that's one thing I absolutely hate is that happened. Do you guys know about the greatest YouTube channel of all time, Mouse Pickles?
No.
It's basically it's the channel that like my cousin Tyler and Cameron, they run it. It's Cameron's channel technically, but I've like done videos with them. Like, we made short films for it. Yeah. And basically, like, the channel was getting no views, and then we got into a drama with a trick shotting channel, and we did a big build up to a dunk contest with them. And that was our first video. Then we're like, oh, we could actually like make good videos on this channel. And then we started to make better videos. We started to like get more subs. And then we made this short film called Haunted Heist, which is total trash. The title and just the short film itself is garbage. But just kind of out of nowhere, it just got like 5,000 views. And it's just sitting at 5,000 views now. And we got 150 subs. And then we made you guys know about like bait bike pranks? Where you like set a bike up and tie it to a tree or something with like an invisible cord, and like they try to steal it.
Yeah.
We did like a parody of that, and that got like just like 3,500 views out of nowhere. And the channel has like 150 subs, and Cameron just gave up on uploading on it. He's just like done. He like never uploads anymore. We actually were getting somewhere, and he just decided,
you had some views, dude. What?
I know. No, he just
like 5,000. Like, that's a good amount of views.
Yeah, the algorithm just like decided to recommend both those videos, and we just actually got views on them. It was weird, but like, and what's funny is all the views come like 3-4 months after you upload it. So it's just like randomly you check back, you're like, oh, it's at 1,000 views now. Oh, it's at 2,000 views now, and then it just kind of stops at some point.
Yep. That's how it goes. That is how it goes.
It's whack.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, one thing though, Steven, I was wondering is, say you got a New Wave podcast set up. This is also, I guess Nessim could answer this too in a way, but who would be your dream guest to have on your podcast?
Oh, that's easy. There's a couple. Definitely, I think the first one. I think number one. You know what? These two might be tied. Actually, I'm gonna give two, and they might be tied for number one. Joe Rogan and or True Jordy.
Wow.
And
those are some good options.
No, because seriously though, because Joe Rogan, I started watching his podcast, and then I sat there and it just randomly, like, I was watching it one night, and I'm sure I was probably under the weather, if you know what I mean, and I just sat there and I was like, bro, like, this is something I could do. And the way that he was talking to like his guest, I was like, that's something that I could do, because I feel like I can talk to people pretty well. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people have this like little sense of like on the what's the word I'm looking for? Like there's a little bit of trust without even necessarily knowing me, because I'm such an open person myself. I feel like people feel like they can trust me and they can talk to me about things and just have a good conversation and feel like they're not being judged, or like they can just be open. You know what I'm saying? And I sat there and I was like, I could do this. I could do this. And then I just kept watching Joe Rogan's podcasts. And then eventually like True Jordy started making podcasts, and I came across his podcast, and I was like, I just liked his podcast because it was more of, a like goofy kind of, we're going to talk about whatever we want. And just Jordy's just so unapologetically himself, and I love that about him. And he's so funny too. Like I really like, I haven't watched a podcast of his though in a few months, either of them, to be honest, but like they're definitely like, they're kind of what got me started in the whole, rather like showed me that like a podcast is the thing, and it's something that the way that they did it, I'm like, I feel like I could do that too and be just as great, if not better. You know what I mean? In some way. So like, somehow I'm going to put my twist on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, because of them though, they kind of gave me the idea of like, this is something that I can do. And so definitely those two, definitely, for sure. I don't know. I'm gonna let somebody else speak for a little bit, and then
Nessim, you got any bangers? You got any banger guests you want on if you had a podcast? The theoretical Nessim bedroom podcast here. Who do you have on?
Well, definitely, as Steven said, Joe Rogan, like 100%, because I watched some of his podcasts, and I've recently watched the one with not watched, but I've seen a few clips of it, but of him with Elon Musk recently. And that one drew my attention a lot. I like that one. So like Joe Rogan like definitely would probably be like one of my top guests. But other than that, I wouldn't know, honestly. What about you?
I don't know honestly. I like Joe Rogan's. He's pretty nutty. I'm not gonna lie. His podcast is good. I remember I found him like way back. I don't know, like probably 2015. He interviewed Nothing, who's a Counter-Strike pro. Mm-hmm. He's an absolute legend. And I watched that, and I kind of haven't watched him that. Nice. I haven't watched them recently though, and I mean I don't know. Guests are tough because like you're kind of like just hoping that you like can have a conversation with them and not just like sit there in silence.
Yeah, I think what me and Noah are trying to do is here sometime relatively soon. We want to try and get like Jalen Lindsay on our podcast potentially, or Gianluca Busio. I don't know if you know who either of them are, but they're sporting players, and like. Like Jalen Lindsay seems like somebody like we could vibe with for sure. And so I'd really like to have him on the podcast. And just, like because he's not necessarily, he's very close to being, but he's not necessarily a first name on the team sheet. Not many people necessarily know about him. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, there's some mutual clout to be given from the both of us, from us to him and him to us. But I also feel like it's a way for him to put out on the internet something that like shows his character and shows who he is. And I feel like me and Noah could do a fairly good job of, doing that in a really good way. And so we really like to have them on. And then, I think there's going to be a lot of sports guests, a lot of MLS players that we try and get on if we can, for sure. If our podcast can go somewhere and stuff like that, we definitely, because we like soccer, we love soccer. It's not just a like thing. We love soccer, and so for us that's a secondary thing that we're passionate about, and so the podcast gives us another way to continue in that love for the game since we can't exactly play it, because I'm definitely not good enough to go, semi-pro even, you know what I'm saying? Noah, on the other hand, I genuinely believe if he put his mind to it, and just if somebody could, I think it's also a matter of not knowing how and where the right people are at to like get your name kind of out there in that situation. But I felt like if somebody just did take a chance on him, dude, they wouldn't regret it, because he's a nutty player. I've definitely enjoyed all of my time that I played with him. He makes me look like a better player. That's definitely for sure. But I mean, and the other thing is too, like, I don't just want sports players or sports. What's the word I'm looking for?
Athletes.
Yeah, that's the word. I don't just want athletes on our podcast.
Wait, so you're not gonna have Nessim on your podcast?
Listen, if the Olympic runner, if the Olympian wants to make an appearance, I'm not opposed at all. You know what I'm saying? But I know personally, I want it to be open to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel like there's an avenue, whether we kind of have a section, or not a section, but a series of the podcast that's like dedicated to sports talk, and then a side podcast that's like about just what's going on in the world or whatever the case may be. We don't necessarily know how that's going to look yet, because we haven't gotten that far into it yet. You know what I mean? But I know definitely, at least personally, I want anybody who has a story to tell. I want to give them a platform to tell that story in the best way that they can. And like if that was Keemstar right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what's going on with Keemstar. If Keemstar wanted to come on the podcast, I might get hated for it, but I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, make your case.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I might not agree with your case necessarily, but I want you to make your case. And I feel like that's the other thing that my podcast is going to be able to do, if we can pop off, is I feel like there's a lot of, in the world, there's not enough agreeing to disagree. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of, if you don't agree with what I feel or believe, I don't like you. And that's something that I don't necessarily feel like or is right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just because somebody believes something doesn't make them a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I want to be able to show people that you can agree to disagree. You can have an argument. You can have a spat, if you will, and still come out the other side better for it, friendly, not hating each other, like, yes, there's some things that some people are going to draw a line in the sand, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to be like, you can't pass this. But, I want to be that person that kind of tiptoes it a little bit and maybe passes it, but but I want those people to understand that if you pass my line, I'm not necessarily going to hate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, that's your opinion and you have every right to that opinion. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make you a horrible person because you believe that. You know what I'm saying? I want to try and understand people and bring understanding to the world a little bit, but yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. See, that's also the thing, like, going back, like, with your like having sports segments on, or like hitting that, trying to find that like little niche for your podcast, like even though in the beginning it might kind of stunt your growth because it's like, well, it doesn't apply to everyone on my story, that it's just a general audience. Like the Simps podcast kind of is just like a really general one. We don't really, like, we tried to do sports in the beginning with Robbie. Robbie talked big sports with us. But after that, we're just like, nah, maybe we should stay away from that and just make it way more just like whatever. And it's kind of worked, even though obviously we don't get views, but like it's hard. No one gets views.
You just got to keep going though.
Yeah, you just got to.
I feel like that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing, because I feel like, especially in today's day and age, all you need is that one video and you to say that one thing. And it could be a 1 in a million thing that you say, but it blows you up. Or that it could be a video and it's that 1 in 10 chance and it posts, and for whatever reason that day the YouTube algorithm likes it, or for whatever reason people are feeling really receptive to it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a grind. That's what it is. It's, if that's something that you want to do, it's just a matter of continuing to do it in today's day and age. Because yes, people may not necessarily like it or pick up on it, but there's different avenues and things and ways that you can go with it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be, just one thing. It could be generalized podcast. It could be, whatever that, whatever it is that somebody's doing. It's just a matter of continuing to grind and just, hoping that you kind of get lucky, but you have more of a chance to get lucky if you continue to post or, grind it out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, like I know personally, I don't really expect a lot of growth right away. I have a feeling me and Noah are probably going to be doing this for a couple years before we even maybe break 1,000 subs or, 5,000 subs, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is though, is I believe in it enough to where we might not hit those goals, but I know eventually once we get it going, it'll happen. It'll happen. And so, and then on top of that, whether that's, since we have this esports team that we're doing, whether that's we're gonna have attract those people, you know what I'm saying? Attract some of the Call of Duty players, and they might want to watch the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we might be talking about video games, I know from my channel, I might attract some Rainbow Six players, they might want to watch the podcast, and so we're kind of hitting different avenues in our own things that we're doing, but, hoping that they all kind of come back and watch the new wave podcast and enjoy it, and so, yeah.
Yeah, that's like my strategy for like growing a YouTube channel in the beginning is I usually just go in, like what I've done with the Simps is I've tried to I've just kind of been paying attention when I just because I watch a lot of YouTube and I'm on the YouTube
definitely.
app all the time.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
I'm watching every once in a while you just get that video in your homepage that's recommended from a channel that you've never watched, never not subscribed to, and I just check out how they do their titles, what are they doing with their titles, what's their thumbnail look like, what are they doing with it, and what's their topic. And I feel like it's always it's all about catching the right topic with good looking good presentation at the right time and just getting lucky. That's the exact thing we tried to do with that Jungle Juice video. Is I was like, I've been seeing these videos on TikTok all the time, people making jungle juice. Let's make a jungle juice video, and I'm gonna make a cool thumbnail that has all of us pouring the drinks into the tub, which I still have. You can see behind me, still got the tub sitting right there, still got the cooler, and it didn't really work out. I don't know. It's like I said, it's just luck. You just gotta hope that's the home run. But then the thing is, with Mouse Pickles, it worked with the bait bike video because we saw the bait bike videos were popular. Even though it didn't work, it was sitting at 1,000 views. It got 200 or 300 in the first month, and then it just kind of went up to 1,000, stopped, and then just went to 3,500 just out of nowhere, over a year after it came out.
Okay.
So, and that video also has 70 dislikes and 20 likes and a bunch of little kids in the comments just bad acting, this fake. And I gotta say, reason it got views I think is because I made a nuts thumbnail for it. That it's not nuts, but it's just so dumb that it works. It's literally, we did it. Part of the video was where my cousin is on a bike and he just pulls the front brake and just flips over the bike onto the sand on the beach. And I just Photoshop a dude with a rifle up on a hill pointed at him. And I just it looks like he's just shooting him. Yeah. It's really stupid, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons.
But if you have a creative, but that's the thing. You got to play if you're trying to do the YouTube thing, you got to play the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to, and at the same time, you personally, I wouldn't necessarily want to, and I'm not saying that you did, by the way, but I'm just saying, in the sense of playing the game, you don't want to clickbait people completely because I feel like that's going to get you hated.
Yeah, no, I just want to say real quick, the reason I clickbaited that is because it was a satire parody video, and I just wanted to make it stupid.
No, but that was funny. I think that's funny.
And it was a satire, how they try to make those pranks look like they've gone too far or whatever, and I'm just why not just have a guy shooting the guy on the bike? It's stupid. It's really over the top, and I don't know. I just thought it worked for that.
No, definitely. But like I mean, those are things though that you have to kind of do. You know, if you want it to work, you got to play the YouTube game. You got to make the thumbnails, you know what I'm saying, kind of stick out.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to make the titles stick out. You know, I think the reason why our first podcast got like 300 views. I had KSI and Logan Paul in the title, and I posted it at like within a week of the fight or something like that. So there was a lot of KSI and Logan Paul stuff going on YouTube. You know, granted, sadly, with all that stuff going on, it didn't catch a wave completely like I wanted. But I mean, still, I'm not going to complain about 300 views right now. Yeah, when I have 50 subs, I'm not going to complain about 300
views. Yeah, you have three
like,
videos and all of them have like around 200.
Yeah,
so like
and so I'm not mad at all. Like I'm honestly blown away by that. And like I go out, it's funny because I'm not even a big YouTuber. I haven't even passed 50 subs, right? But I'll go out in public because right now I've you know kind of marketed it to friends and family right now to kind of get the subs and to have people watching it in the first place, you know? And so, you know, but I'll go out in public and like there, you know, dude that works at Quick Trip always asking me, hey man, when's the next podcast, bro? When's the next podcast? I really love the podcast. Like if you ever need a guest, I got a few people that got some followers, some numbers. If you are into certain things, you know, let me know and stuff like that. You know, I have another one of a few different friends that are like, yo, when's the podcast coming out? Or they'll post it on their stories like, hey man, I'm watching your podcast, like check out my guy's podcast and stuff like that, you know? And so it's like, I'll take that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm not gonna be upset about that by any means. Cause like all it takes is that continued word of mouth, continuing to produce the content that people want to see or like that I'm making right now. And then, I mean, just continuing to post it.
No, that's right now. That's the thing too, is like when you have that foundation of like, oh, every video gets like 100 to 200 views. That's exactly what Mouse Pickles had, and that's it. That foundation gives you the chance to have the YouTube algorithm kind of pick it up.
Exactly.
If you don't have that foundation, like you're getting like what we get on the Simps right now, it's really there's a really really low chance that anything happens. But once you have like 100 views, you're in a pretty good spot.
I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's good stuff, and I appreciate the support that I already get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been blown away with the fact that so many people want to see it and continued it, and I hate, and it's been killing me that I haven't been able to record and upload episodes because, you know, this is something I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I'm so passionate about it, but I am, you know, and it's something I enjoy doing. And it sucks that the other thing is too, I want to see the growth. I like seeing the growth. You know, I like seeing the 300 views, 250 views, 250 views.
Yes, dude,
you know
I'm checking my analytics every 30 seconds. I'm obsessed with that.
I'm not, surprisingly, I'm going to be honest, especially with my own channel. Like I've posted my rainbow videos. Right now they're 30 views. They're both sitting at like 30, 34 views.
That's still not that bad though. Yo, that's like Simps podcast level. If you like it's like same.
It's not horrible. But the other thing is too, I'm also making these videos for a specific audience, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's kind of more if you like watching video games, if you like watching Rainbow Six Siege, you know, then watch my videos. And not everybody does, you know what I mean? And so that's the kind of L that has to be taken in that sense. But there is a market out there for it, you know what I'm saying? Like there's people that want to watch the R6 videos and stuff like that. And so it's just a matter of finding that market and getting it to them somehow. But I mean, slowly but surely, baby. Slowly but surely. It's patience. It's a patient. It's a waiting game, you know.
For sure. And also, just Steven, I know you said you didn't like check your analytics, but one thing that's like really nice on like the YouTube Studio analytics thing that like is super fun to check is your impressions, because basically that's just like what is the algorithm doing with my video and is it like picking up? and I've like checked it on Mouse Pickles and the Simps and stuff, and like Mouse Pickles almost has 1 million impressions in its lifetime, mainly just from the haunted heist thing in the bait bite because it gets recommended on other videos. And
got you.
It just like kind of get like the click through rate's not great on it. It's like 5-10%, which is why it doesn't have nearly that many views. But it basically just like counts every time your thumbnail has appeared on someone's screen. Like it's just been there.
Okay.
And then click through rate is just how many times someone's clicked on it. And then you get like to average watch time and all that stuff. And it's very sad because our hour and a 5-minute podcast their average viewership time is about 2 to 3 minutes on every one of them. So
Joe, all I'm saying is you better get ready for the Simps podcast to have a surge in viewers.
Oh wow, are you gonna shout us out?
Dude, of course I'm gonna shout you out.
Sick.
Like, come on now, dude.
Sick.
I gotta let the people know that I hopped on a podcast, you know.
Of course.
And so definitely. But
I'll make a banger thumbnail for this one too.
Yeah, you better. I'm ready for it.
Oh, all day. Nessim, I'm gonna need I've got a picture of you, Nessim, for the thumbnail.
No.
It's one from one of your events, from one of your Olympic events.
Oh no.
Yeah, Nessim, could you explain to the Simps listeners right now what your running history is?
My running history.
Your
is
athletic history.
So. Was it during the board games, Joe?
Yeah. So for everyone, like at our high school, we had like a little board game thing for our like charity week thing, and it was like classes versus each other. And Nessim what were you nominated to do?
I was nominated for running around the school against everyone else, and everyone told me to cheat. And I was like, I don't cheat. I'm not gonna cheat, so I'm just gonna like actually try it. And I completely forgot that Jack McInerney, who was a junior at the time, was doing football conditioning that I wasn't able to do because I was academically ineligible. Yeah, so I wasn't able to do that, so I wasn't in the best shape then. But
your re-entrance into the gym was majestic, to say the least, man.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But we were running around the school, and Jack McInerney comes in first, and I come in behind him. And coming in behind him, I'm like running in sideways, basically, and coming in like closer to the table, like where everyone else is like sitting. I basically fall on the floor and kind of like pass out, basically, and I have to get taken like outside of the gym and like sit down with like a cold rag on my forehead where everybody was like taking pictures and stuff. So I mean, it was a pretty fun event. But
yeah, I love that moment because I was on the sidelines with a camera because I was at a photography class, and I knew when you passed out, everyone, like most people, like the people that knew you weren't worried because they knew it's like, okay, like he's just out of breath. He's fine though.
It's a normal thing.
And but everyone else is like freaking out, but I just like kind of stand over and just like kind of step back and just snap a little picture of him on the ground. And I still have that somewhere. I have it somewhere. I think actually no, I just found my SD card in my room, so I can pull that picture off of that real quick. All those pictures look like garbage though, sadly. It's unfortunate.
Well,
yeah,
rockers, cameras, and all.
No, that was my fault. I didn't know how to work a camera back then. That was my first experience with a camera that wasn't a phone, and it was bad. I did not know anything. But
hey man, bro, it'd be like that sometimes though.
All I'm saying is, if you're taking pictures, put it on sports mode. You're gonna have the best pictures out there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I tried to do manual. I tried to do manual because I wanted to learn how the camera worked and what the settings were, and I took terrible pictures.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. And like Miss Lehan's class, bro, for photography at Rock, I literally just like put it on sports mode, no matter what. And I would turn in every single project as sports mode, and she'd literally think it's a thing that we're doing. I'm just like, all right, I'll take it.
If it works, it works, dude. If it works,
yeah, it actually worked really well.
Dude, that's me with my Audi, bro. I just put that bitch in sport mode and. I'm kidding.
No, but Steven, I've got a fat question for you right now.
All right,
this is a big do or die right here.
Okay.
So, hypothetical situation: you have a choice to kill one of your channels and put 10K subs on it. Steven Mama's Boy 57 or New Wave Versus, and the other one has to be deleted. You can never do that type of video again. Which channel do you delete? Which one do you put the 10,000 subs on?
Easily, I put the 10,000 subs into the new wave.
That's
just
fair.
because, I mean, so.
Do you think that new wave is gonna in the end be like? Would you do you think has the biggest chance to be successful, or do you think like Mama's Boy does?
No, I think it's a podcast, and I think if my channel gets big, it'll be from the podcast, from people coming from the podcast channel to that just want to see more content of me or whatever the case may be. But definitely, I would. So, to a question to your question though, also is like, would I not be able to make my own channel ever again, or just not?
You would never be able to make like siege or gaming content again.
On
YouTube.
Then I would definitely, I would still do new wave, because I could then make like vlogs or something on a completely new channel or something.
That's fair.
But like, I don't know if I'd necessarily enjoy making vlogs like I would the gaming content. But like, I think the thing about it is, you know, I want the new wave to become an empire. You know, I want it to be
multimedia empire, baby.
Yeah, like I want it to be a brand. I want it to be something that other people can gain something from as well. You know, like, but so that's, I mean, and I'm just not really a selfish person like that. Like, I've had too many people help me out in my life for me to be selfish. I just couldn't be me, because like, I want to help people just like people have helped me in my struggle times. You know, I want to not have to struggle for one again, but then I also want to help people. You know, like I want to be able to have people on a payroll, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Being able to give them, you know, some sort of a revenue stream. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to give people clout, if you will. People that deserve it, though. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is definitely, you know, it's not going to be, oh, I'm just going to give whoever I want clout. Like, or I'm not just going to let anybody I want on, you know, the podcast or whatever the case may be. Like, there has to be a mutual, you know, like, you know, I'm kind of gaining people from you, you're gaining people from me, kind of a thing. But like, you know, I want to be able to bring people that are just starting out a YouTube channel onto my podcast that might at the time, you know, if we're lucky enough to ever get there, but like I might have 500K subs at a time, you know what I'm saying? And I'd like to bring somebody on who has 1,000 subs or 2,000 subs, but they're trying to do their own thing, you know, and I want to talk to them about it, you know, or, you know, somebody who is maybe maybe an editor, you know what I'm saying, who's not been seen at that much. You know, I want to give them a shot to edit certain things for me. And yeah, I'm serious. Like, if you know, we might have to start collabing here.
Honestly, I could edit some videos for you if I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, we might have to start collabing here.
Or I could at least like make you thumbnails or something. I love making
that.
thumbnails.
I would definitely take you up on that offer, because I don't know how to make a thumbnail at all.
That's something I've studied the art of the thumbnail for the past 4 years.
I have not, and so definitely I kind of just whatever thumbnail it gives me from what I've edited, I'm like, I'll go with it. But and honestly, thumbnails would probably help me grow my personal channel right now if I had some better like R6 thumbnails, you know.
And also just like, I think that you guys should like get some like branding for the new wave, get like a logo and have something that's recognized.
We do have a logo.
Oh, you do?
We do have a logo now.
Is it your profile picture yet?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't think we have one that we're working on, and I want to say it's pretty much done, but we haven't put it anywhere yet or put it out anywhere yet. And so, you know, I need to kind of talk to Noah and make sure we're on some same wavelengths in it. Make sure we're on some same wavelengths of like what our goals are with this, and you know, and stuff like that. But I mean, but you know, that I'd put it to my to the New Wave channel, because I feel like there's a lot more writing on that channel being successful than my own channel. Like, You know, because my own channel, it's like, yeah, that'd be cool if I had subs for myself, sure. But like, you know, I've kind of taken Noah along on this ride now. You know what I'm saying? Like I showed him something that he didn't necessarily know he was passionate about, or know that was an option to do, and now he's kind of in the deep end with it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'd feel bad if I just kind of left him high and dry like that, unless, I mean, something crappy happened. But like me and him aren't like that, so you know. Yeah. But definitely, and then and if I put it to the new wave, I mean, there's just a lot more that can happen from it, to be honest.
No, that's
I
what
want that to pop off.
Yeah, like I've got a group of right now, because I'm like a film major and stuff. I have like a group of guys that are in the film school, and we like started a production company. Even though like we're working on a website right now, we're getting all that stuff up, and we like filmed a music video for a local band. And so we're just like trying to like build up some sort of a like reputation.
The lyrical lemonade of Kansas right now.
Yes, sir. No, we're just trying to grab. I mean, even though, dude, we filmed it for like a jazz band.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, man.
They got like, they have a good local following in Lawrence and Kansas City. Like they've got like 300 monthly listeners on Spotify. So
okay.
And their drummer is like have you guys seen the KU drummer?
And
he's their drummer. He's like the big black dude with the afro that just goes hard every single KU basketball game.
Yeah.
He had like a video like a year and a half ago that went viral of him.
Yeah.
And it was on like Bleacher Report and stuff. But yeah, he's such a nice guy, and he was their drummer, and so we did stuff with them. And it's all about just like growing the brand. Whatever brand you want to grow, just do the little things. Like we did that music video for free just so we could get something under our belt. And then we had stuff lined up with like a local college baseball team, and also another college's Counter-Strike team. Actually, I was gonna do a video for them, and we were gonna get to, if Corona didn't happen, we were gonna get to possibly go to Vegas with that team and film them, which would have been nuts. But Corona
that would have been really nuts. That would have been really nuts. But that's the thing though. It's those little things. It's those little grinding things that you do for free that are gonna get you, to that next step. You know what I'm saying? Like Gary, I've been watching a ton of Gary V's content recently, and whether it's on his Instagram or whatnot, and all he constantly will say, is sometimes you need to eat shit for 2, 5, 10 years, and then, but while you're eating crap, you build, and then eventually, you won't be eating crap anymore. You know what I'm saying? You'll be asking people, or people are going to be doing things for free for you. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. And so it's definitely, you gotta grind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grind. That's what it's gotta be.
The rise is the fun part.
I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fun to have a following, be making, some decent money, have clout, have fame, whatever you want, right? But like, it's not going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? Like once you get to that point,
it becomes a job.
It's going to be, where do you go from here? For one, what's the next step? I mean, I think that's the beautiful thing about kind of what me and Noah want to do with New Wave. We want to make it a huge brand, and I think, but we have little goals for that. You know what I'm saying? Like the first step is building the podcast channel. The second step was to start that esports team a little bit, and then build that as well. And then, but also make sure that we're putting, the right people in a position where they can be successful if they, one, choose to. And then two, cause I mean, right now, like our friend that is running our esports team, like, we haven't really had much of a discussion with him yet, but like, personally, if he's not running it and not growing it and building it, I personally will find somebody who will. You know what I'm saying? And that's not, I don't even know if he would ever watch this, but that's not a shot to him at all or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I just have dreams, and goals for this. And I think those dreams and goals are aligned. You know, that's why he's where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if he's not going to be committed or whatever the case may be, it's like, I'll put somebody there who's there with it. You know what I'm saying? Who will grow that, so that, you know, when we are big or whatever the case may be, you know, maybe that could be the next step, growing the esports team. You know, when the esports team is big, the next step is going to be where do we go now? You know what I'm saying? And then figuring out that next line of, you know, what that next step will be. But, you know, I definitely would agree that the rise is probably, I mean, that's what's going to be the funnest part, for sure. And especially watching yourself grow, like going from, you know, 200 views to 500 views to 1,000 views to 1,500, 2,000, 10,000, you know, like that rise, like that's going to be an exciting moment in my life personally, because slowly but surely it's just going to be a big F you to everybody who didn't believe in me, you know, and then it's going to be a big thank you to everybody who did believe in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that if I get to where I want to go, I'm not going to have done it by myself. You know, it was a team effort, for one, with me and Noah. It was a team effort with our fans as well, as a team effort for whoever we bring along and get involved in making thumbnails, or, you know, making editing videos and getting them on the podcast. You know, it's going to be a team effort. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I think that's just what I like. I want to see other people succeed just as much as myself succeed, you know. But I want to have success, you know. But like, let's share the wealth, you know. Yeah.
No, the grind on YouTube's honestly, it's a fun time. Just trying to build up a channel, because I in my day have gone through many YouTube channels. I have dumpstered. I have thrown a lot of YouTube channels in the bin. I'm literally right now, if I go on my Chrome on my computer, I'm signed into probably 15 channels that I have. A lot of them I have one video on them and nothing else. I've had two that I've actually like uploaded a lot to, and one of them got deleted, which was my legendary Fruitcake Network gaming channel, which had like 90 subs back in the day. My first video to hit 1,000 views was on that channel. It was like when I was like 12 probably. And it was just a benchmark of my computer and how much FPS it got in games.
See, my question to you, Joe, is when are you getting me on HEHEHEHEHE Productions?
Not gonna lie, dude. I had that written down literally on my phone right now. Hop on HEHEHE Records? ? Is was one of my topics. I thought I wasn't gonna get to it, but Steven has. I
want to hop on, dude. I got bars, dude. I'm telling everybody.
Once Tyler's back, because we're kind of like, his project right now is his album. So like, and we're gonna add songs to it. So honestly, you could probably hop on one of those, because we're gonna release it like right around now, but we don't have half of it recorded. Yeah. So I think I'm dropping another one of his singles in the next month or two.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna wait until because he said he's moving back up here no matter what, even if classes are online, and do his apartment. And so we're gonna be grinding. So you could just head up to Lawrence any day and
oh, dude, you bet your bunions I will
hop in the stew. We got the recording stew right behind me.
I know, that's what I saw that, and that's what made me kind of think of it too. Because I mean, me and Noah, we had bought a mic that we were gonna use for our podcast. But it was a single mic, and then we were just kind of like, I don't think we're really going to use it. But he uses it, I think, for his YouTube channel. But like, it looks like a studio mic, you know what I'm saying? And I'd sit there and I'd joke around and I'd set it up. I'd throw in a beat on my computer for free, and I'd just start freestyling for him and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, the thing is though, is like, if I sat down, like, I can freestyle, right? Some of the time. But if I also sat down, you know, knew what was talked about, whatever the case may be, like, you know, what the song's about, whatnot, you know, I can come up with some bars, and I got a flow. You know what I'm saying? So like,
actually though, I think what were you gonna say, Nessim?
I honestly completely forgot.
Oh my gosh!
What I was gonna say though, guys, we've gotten pretty far on the podcast, but before we dip, I gotta get you guys' favorite HEHEHE Records song. You can look up the list of the category right, or the catalog right now. What is your favorite?
Where's it? What do you?
Records
Where's the catalog, bro?
The YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Let me peep.
Because it's very controversial. Just people have their own favorites.
6 videos.
I have my personal favorite, I think.
No, not H3 Productions.
Remember, it is 5 HEHEHEHE Records.
1, 2,
He's
4.
got to count them out.
Honestly, it's a tie for me. I don't know why, but 60 and a 70 was a banger for me.
60 and a 70?
Yeah, bro.
You're the first person to say that's not your least favorite. Not gonna
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't that one that Squints hopped on, bro? And it was just not great, dude. It was just
pull up in the whip going 60 and give your mom a call because I know that she missed me.
yeah. Me and Henry, we were door dashing one day, like a couple weeks ago, and he started playing some He production songs, and I was like, what is this? There was one that Tyler was on. I think it was Tyler.
Yeah, probably Blackout maybe.
Blackout.
Yeah, I think so. And that low key kind of went. I was like,
that one's probably that's my favorite.
Okay.
I think that's our best one.
I'm listening to it right now.
I just
Blackout?
can't find your channel, but like that's fine.
That's disappointing.
But I mean,
Have you heard the new one intro? I mean, I say new, but it was like a month or two ago.
Yes, that was not that.
That one's so funny though. It's so funny though. You got
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard a lot of the songs.
There's only like 5, so there's not much to hear. So if you've heard like 2 of them, you've heard a lot.
There's the original Podbot. You know what I'm saying?
That's an OG song.
Yeah, Pubba was an OG song.
We've had it performed. Hearing him live.
In your basement?
Unbelievable.
In your basement?
He puts on a show.
Imagine the rager that would go on in your basement. We just freaking had him set up. We're dude.
Podbot.
So many memories in that basement.
Factual, dude.
That basement's a mess right now. That basement is a disaster right now.
Is it?
But we need to get some Pong back in.
The Pong table is not accessible at the moment. Sadly.
Rip.
There are things all over it.
You need to get a ping pong table if you guys get a house in Lawrence or...
No, we will. Because not this year, but the next one, we're trying to get a house, hopefully. And
so your senior year?
Yeah. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be a 5th year for sure, but like probably only one semester of 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and yeah, and Tyler's gonna graduate way before me because that kid came into college with so many credits. He's gonna be graduating as a junior. Oh yeah, he's gonna be graduating as a 21-year-old. But he'll probably stay in Lawrence, to be honest, and just work until we're all done with school because he's gonna be a part of our production stuff too, and he's a film major.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what he would do unless he wants to like move out to LA or something, or even like Austin where he lives is a pretty big. Mm-hmm. It's up there with like Atlanta, LA, and New York is pretty big film towns. But
that's very true.
But I mean, I guess before we close out the podcast, one last thing, guys, who is your least favorite simp? Least favorite member of the Simps? Just to refresh you on the list: Jackson, me, Tyler, Robbie kind of. We'll count Robbie for this, and Squints, and Ethan. But you guys don't know Ethan, or you don't.
Are
really
we thinking
know.
the
You
same
don't know
person,
Jackson
dog?
either.
I think we're thinking the same person, but we can't say it.
Just say it. This is Steven. You can just talk. No one's gonna take this seriously. You think anyone's listening at this point? We're an hour and 10 minutes in. Do you think anyone is listening to this?
That's very true. But honestly, fuck Robbie, bro. Fuck Robbie.
Oh, he did it. Oh, he did it.
Dude, I don't know about this joke here, dude, but like, no, I'm kidding. That's a complete joke.
You're not getting thumbnails anymore. You're not getting thumbnails.
Dude, that was a joke. Relax.
Hey, you'll get thumbnails, but not for free.
Yeah, Felix, I'm gonna have to pay now.
$30 a thumbnail.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I don't have a problem with anybody necessarily on the Simps.
I'm not saying you have a problem. Who's the least entertaining? Nessim already dropped Robbie.
Oh yeah, at least entertaining 100% Robbie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Robbie Gehring 100%.
I'd probably have to go with Rob because I feel like
Damn.
Jackson and Tyler are pretty.
Taylor?
I always call her Taylor. Called him Taylor. Called her Taylor. Called him Taylor. Ah, I'm gonna get roasted. I'm sorry. But I feel like them two are really entertaining.
Yeah, Jackson's really entertaining because he's an idiot. So
Yeah, exactly.
It seems like Jackson's on Adderall just 24/7.
Just laser focus.
He's on G Fuel 24/7.
And
that makes
that's
sense.
still
Same
laser.
same
It's
difference.
about the equivalent to Adderall, though.
Oh yeah,
Like,
same thing.
That's very true.
yeah, basically, it might as well just be the powdered version of Adderall.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know. But I mean, the least favorite might have to be Rob as well. You know, because just and it really goes back to his trash talk. You know, it's really vulgar, and I just don't like it. I just
He
don't like
offends me
it.
every time. He gets me.
Seriously, every time he speaks,
Gets
it
under
just
my
doesn't
skin.
matter what he says. Anything he says, it offends me. It offends me. I don't like it.
That's very true, Steven. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's a good point, guys. Good point to close it out on.
Yeah.
How do you guys are on officially the longest Simps podcast. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Anything,
I do hour-long podcast in my sleep.
There we go. I mean,
So I'm here for it.
actually, what? I'm gonna do a test here before we close out. Like, I mean, we pretty much have closed out, but
Yeah.
people who are listening at this point, if you're on Spotify or any of the other platforms, come to the YouTube video and comment. What should they comment? What should they comment? Steven is
Goat. No, I'm kidding. I'm not
Steven.
a goat.
Let's
Not
just-
yet, at least.
how about they just comment track star for Nessim? Just comment track
Track
star.
star, yeah.
Track.
We'll see if
Olympian.
anyone made it. We'll see
Olympian
if
the
track
running
star.
emoji. Yes.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone made it.
Yeah, facts. Probably
We'll see.
not.
No,
But
no one's
if
gonna
they did,
comment
dude,
that.
I'll be really surprised.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me on your guys' first Simps podcast. It was a good time.
Thank you for having
Facts.
us.
We will
Yes,
probably
thank
have
you.
you on again at some point, especially
Thank
when
you.
we get real life, like in-person podcast.
Yeah,
back.
definitely.
We can
I would
do
love
that.
that.
Have you guys
Definitely.
back
And
on.
I'm definitely gonna have Joe come on the New Wave podcast for
Let's
sure.
go.
So
Let's go, baby.
there will
All day.
be some more collabs in the future
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
Yeah, but anyways,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you guys for listening. Remember, comment track star if you're still listening. And that's it. See ya.